Hello, everyone. So far, we have talked about tablet, float, block, inline, and position properties for CSS layouts. However, CSS has evolved tremendously. I want to show you the Flexbox structure that provides easier flexibility because it's been developed for ease of use. So the Flexbox allows the elements to be automatically adjusted in space depending on the screen size or device. Were you wondering back there, gosh, why isn't the computer doing it for me? Well, here's where that thought comes into play. Because editing the page structure has now become easier. So the basis of the Flexbox feature, it is the optimal placement of elements in the available free space. So Flexbox is basically an easy way to organize items inside of a container. Now, we can talk about the same features such as grid CSS, but we're going to get to that in the next section. I just want to show you how we can see different screen sizes between the Flexbox structure and the grid. So while the grid aims to work on larger screens, I would say that Flexbox can be used for the smaller screens. So here's an excellent graphic so that when we look at the structure, we can talk about a main container that covers everything, and that is called the Flex container. So inside this container, we see the child elements, namely Flex items. So here we can talk about the X and Y axis, and we'll use these to position the items. The X axis is the main axis, and from left to right, the Y axis is also called the cross axis. That goes from top to bottom. All right, so that's the Flexbox and its structure. So now what about the features that Flexbox has to offer? And why don't we look at the code? All right, so here are the features of the Flex container. And here, the features of the Flex items are separated from each other. So first, let's look at the Flex container features. Display, Flex, and inline Flex. So this means that sub-elements gain Flex and inline Flex features. Flex direction. This is where the sorting direction of Flex items is determined. Flex wrap. This will determine how Flex items behave in two or more lines. Flex row is used to determine the Flex direction as well as the Flex wrap properties at the same time. First value indicates the Flex direction, and the second value will indicate and include the Flex wrap feature. Justify content determines how Flex items align on the X-axis. Align items determines how Flex items align on the X-axis. And align content is used for vertical alignment of flexible items of two or more lines. Flex items properties. Order determines in what order flexible items should be displayed. Flex grow. The box where this feature is given will grow by the value given compared to other items. Flex shrink. The box where this feature is given will shrink by the value given compared to other items. Flex basis is used to determine the optimum size for Flex items. Flex, it allows us to give Flex grow plus Flex shrink and Flex basis features all at the same time. Align self allows flexible box to go out of the default or defined alignment. And sure enough, that is all about the Flexbox structure and features. We touched upon the container and its items and features. So in the next lesson, what we're going to do is talk about some of the values that these features can take with some practice. So hopefully you've got a better understanding about the Flexbox structure. We're going to employ it in the next lesson. All right? See you then. Goodbye.